Hey, good morning, Eastern Oregon, and welcome to this December 4th version of AM Live on EOA, your connection to Eastern Oregon. We're glad that you are here with us today. If you want to find our content, if you go to EOA.network, that takes you to a place where you can find the location of our Facebook, our Roku channel, our website, our Instagram. What did I forget? And then all of that content ends up on Spotify and different podcast networks after the fact. So be sure and stop by there and check it out. Here in just a little bit, we are going to have Marie and West Rampton are here with us. They're talking about the Messiah that's going to be performed on December 14th. So, hey, how are you, man?
Morning. When you asked me what did I forget, I was trumping. I was like,
I wasn't. You were
really
somewhere else, yeah.
I was trying to get this thing to load so I could monitor the comments because my computer's been slow this morning for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right.
Did you see that a dude in town got ran over by a train and he lived?
I did. I saw.
How do you live from that?
I don't know. It said that. Yeah.
I think it's kind of like the whole drunk driver thing.
He was severely injured. Yeah.
If you're drunk, you kind of relax.
Right.
He was pinned underneath the engine, I guess. Or
I know.
Something. That's crazy.
I know.
God's like giving you you better make good with that. That's what I say.
I was, at the city council meeting last night, both Cody, the sheriff, was there, and Chief Bell, and both of them talked about what a crazy month it has been the last few weeks.
It's just been...
and that incident was, one of several that have happened previously.
They've been busy.
Yes.
They've been busy. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, that's wild, man.
No, the guy, when I first read that press release, I thought that was it. He got run over, he was under the engine, that was it. And
no, he lived. Yeah, they took him I haven't heard any updates, but he had an angel looking over him for sure.
Craziness.
One of my mom's really good friends, Charlotte Brown, her husband died down there at the rail yard. He got pinched in between two rail cars. You don't play around with trains, man. That's like they literally flatten a penny.
Yeah.
I don't. Not a great place to sleep. I don't. Hopefully he's doing okay though. Maybe it'll be a blessing to him, and he'll be able to.
Yeah. Well, I saw a comment, somebody said a Christmas miracle or something like that,
It's wild.
Well, hey, you want to do sports?
Yeah, but first I'm going to talk about the Optimus Christmas Bazaar. I'm going to talk about it every day till it comes. The Christmas Bazaar is the 13th from 9 to 3 at, where is it at? Riviera. That's right. Yeah, so it's at Riviera Activity Center. And they're still looking for vendors, so if you have, something that you could sell or do at a bazaar, go to that link right there. I'll put it in the comments here in a minute, and sign up and just support Optimus. They do a lot for this community and a lot for the youth. All right, now I'm ready.
Now you're in.
AM Sports Report brought to you by Hobby Habit. Silverfrost is the next standalone Edge of the Map series of Everdell. Beyond the snow-capped Spirecrest Mountains to the south of Everdell Valley lies the bold country of Silverfrost. It is your task to build and maintain a city in this challenging landscape. You must clear the piling snow, burn the fires to keep your citizens warm and prosperous, and complete important quests for the Rangers Guild. Find it at Hobby Habit, 411 First Street in LeGrand, just for the fun of it. LHS girls basketball won their home opener last night versus Umatilla, 58-34. It wasn't much of a test for the girls. They're going to see much better teams than this. Umatilla's a 3A team, while LeGrand's a 4A team. So it wasn't a really good gauge to see really where they're at right now. They go on the road to the Red Lion Inn tournament this weekend in Pendleton, where they'll take on Taft and Scappoose. The boys went to Umatilla. They went on the road, and they won as well, 75-62. And like I said, same thing with the girls. It's not a real test, but I was talking to a couple of the parents last night at the girls' games, and I heard that There's two new kids who, like, they're military kids. They're brothers. I don't know their name for sure, but I'll know soon once I get to a game. But I guess they're both really good hoopers, and this boys team is supposed to be good this year. So that's an upswing for LeGrand, because basketball on the boys' side has struggled a little bit in the last few years. LHS boys wrestling is in Estacada at the Ranger Classic this weekend, while the girls are in Scappoose at the Knife River Tournament. EOU volleyball swept their first game of pool play in Sioux City, Iowa. They beat Huntington. They swept them. I mean, it wasn't even much of a match, which is kind of expected. It's a 1 seed versus a 24 seed. They take on St. Thomas tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. our time. If they win that, they win their pool, and they move on to the Final 8. So that's pretty exciting for EOU volleyball. They've been in the Final 8 the last 2 years in a row. EOU men's and women's basketball both have their home and CCC openers this Friday versus LCSC. The women tip off at 12. Is that right? Yeah, at noon. It's so weird. They've been playing games in the middle of the day on Fridays, and they don't usually do that. And then, so it's women at noon, men at 2. And then they both play Walla Walla on Saturday, and those are those late games because Walla Walla's religious stuff. Those start at 6 and 8, all up at Quinn. So get up there. The women's team is 8-0. Kelsey Siegner was the player of the week in the CCC this week. She's coming in this morning for an interview, so I'll try to have that out tomorrow. Not guaranteeing anything, but I'm gonna try really hard. This weekend, the EOU men's wrestling team is in Crete, Nebraska at the Wayland Baptist Duels, while the women join them in Crete at the Doan Open. AM Sports Report brought to you by Hobby Habit, just for the fun of it.
Good stuff. Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right. Hey, so let's take a look outside. It's
crummy.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those fall mornings, but it wasn't wet this morning. That was nice. So what's the forecast for us, Bennett? So 2-degree difference between the high and low today.
But not freezing.
I'm sorry, yeah. Is that right? I mean, at least
it must have froze last night, though,
yeah.
Right? It had to have, because
there wasn't. I'm sure it probably did. You know, there wasn't, but there wasn't frost on the window.
There was last night when I left the basketball game, and I'd only been there for a few hours.
Yeah, and so, yep, and so then it looks like it's going to be slightly warmer.
Yeah, but the misery is on its way. The ice and the snow. I hate scraping ice off of cars.
Welcome to Eastern Oregon.
That's my pet peeve of the world.
All right. Well, cool. Well, hey, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with West and Maria Rampton talking about the Messiah. Thank you. All right, we're back with West and Maria Rampton. Nice to see you guys. Nice to have you with us here today. And today we're talking about the Messiah, which is coming up right away, the 14th, right?
Right. Sunday the 14th at 6 p.m. at
Yeah.
McKenzie Theater.
At McKenzie Theater, and that's a little bit different because in the past it's been at the high school auditorium.
Yes.
So, well, let's start there. Why is it at the McKenzie Theater this year?
Why is it? We just, we haven't ever had it there.
Yeah.
And as we discussed how it's gone in the past, we thought, well, maybe that would just fit the,
Yeah.
And we've heard that it's such good acoustics.
Yeah.
We're really anxious to try it, and a lot of our musicians would prefer it
Yeah.
over the high school.
Well,
So,
the
I'm talking about our orchestra people.
oh, well, and certainly the ramped seating is a lot better. You know, it's not near as flat, and so that, you know, I can certainly, it's a better performance space, I think. You know.
Yes.
But I don't. Does it hold as many? It is.
No, it doesn't. It
Okay.
doesn't hold. I think the high school might hold 600, but this one is a little bit like around half of that.
Right, but it hasn't. But in the past, the auditorium hasn't been totally filled either. Anyhow, and
True.
so
So
I
the
think
first time it was so filled, they were at
Yeah.
the back
Yeah.
of the first time, meaning it was kind of honoring Don Jensen, and it was a new facility.
Mm-hmm.
The high school auditorium had been redone, and people were anxious to try it.
Yeah.
And plus, it was a good show.
Well, so tell me how this got started. When did it begin?
boy,
Wow.
it goes back to 1979.
Right.
Don Jensen was living here in town. He was a music instructor for the, I think, the grade schools and the middle school and the high school. And,
Orchestra. He did orchestra.
Yeah, he did orchestra. And so he really kind of helped.
Till 85, yeah.
Yeah, grooming's not a good word nowadays, but he was grooming instrumentalists
Uh-huh.
who could play strings, and of course that's not
even
just
in
something
grade
you
school.
pick up and do.
He had grade schoolers
Yeah.
doing strings. He
So-
was amazing.
Yeah.
So he
You have never seen anything like it, like
anyway.
him.
He loved the Messiah and it was quite a musician himself. In fact, I noticed in our first orchestra, an awful lot of the instrumentalists were his family,
Yeah.
and
Right.
and so he was essential to having that happen. But he did that for quite a few years. How long did he do
Till
that?
85, those 7 years, and then he was, they closed the orchestra program because it chose band over orchestra, and he went to a job in
Aberdeen?
Aberdeen, Washington.
Okay.
And then,
And when he retired, he came back to LeGrand.
yes, we encouraged him. We called him and said, "Come back
Come
here."
back.
And
Come
so
back.
the Messiah started up again.
And that was 2007 that he
Okay.
was doing the Messiah again until 2013.
Okay.
Another 7-year period.
Okay.
And then in 2014,
Well, Don had allergies and took corticosteroids for years, and that was detrimental to his skeleton. Finally, his spinal column collapsed, and that was devastating health-wise to him. And he passed away in 2014,
yeah,
a very beloved and missed friend.
So then you guys, so since he came back in 2007, is that what you said?
Right.
Or 2009?
2007.
2000, then it's kind of continued every year since
Well,
then?
no, so 2014, Tone Fetz was the director.
Okay.
And then we didn't have a director in 2015.
Okay.
But then we heard that Kevin Durfee would like to do the Messiah.
Yeah.
And he did it for 2 years. And then we regretted that he just didn't have the energy, he said, to do it all the time. He felt he was
Full-time,
Right.
full-time at
At
the
the high
school,
school.
big family. So then we hired Edward Dixon to come and lead us. And he was a professor in Walla Walla, and very, very good. We really appreciated his skill and his talents. And he again was there for 2 years, in 2018, 2019. And so, and then COVID hit, and we just closed down for a while, and then you and I went away. We went to the Philippines for 1.5 years.
Okay.
So that took us away 2022, 2023, and then we started it again in 2024 with Russell Carpenter.
Okay.
Russ Carpenter is doing it for his 2nd year.
Okay.
And he was born in La Grande, and he went to high school and graduated from La Grande High School. And he has many friends that are still here from his class.
No, and I'm trying to think.
He's had a teaching career in Baker City.
I was going to say, now,
Yes.
is he a saxophone player? Or,
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and I think I've seen him in different bands playing saxophone. Yeah, so I mean, but
And
He
he's taught.
directs the community band. What's the name of that group?
I think you hit it. I think it's
Community
the
band.
community band.
Yeah.
Maybe the La Grande
So
Community
they
Band.
have a lot of fun with
In La
that.
Grande and in Baker City, he also directs a band in Baker City.
oh, that's great.
Right.
So,
He brings the best out of us.
Does he?
Keeps working with us
Yeah.
week after week, and we will have a wonderful performance.
yeah. But Marie, this is kind of a little bit of your passion project. I mean,
Yes.
you're the. I mean, Wes said earlier that it wouldn't happen without you, without your energy. Is
Yeah.
that fair to say?
You are right. In fact, when she started talking about it, I said, "Oh, can't we let it rest for a little while?" Lazy old man. you
Yeah.
know. But she was not going to be dissuaded or
Yeah.
discouraged.
We looked for a director that 2015 and just couldn't find one. So we had someone on the hook, but then he said, "Oh, I can't drive." He was in halfway. "I can't drive over in winter." So
Yeah.
So here was the perfect person,
Well,
Mr.
that's-
Durfee.
Well, that's
And so we
awesome.
started, and a lot of his children sang, again, as Wes said, a lot of his children were soloists.
Huh.
And they even did a duet. He and, I think it was Quentin and Jessica, did a duet in The Messiah, which we haven't had again. But
Yeah.
anyway, we had many, many other soloists too. It was a beautiful program.
Well, and I think, I don't know how many times we've streamed that, but several along the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have
And that's-
every.
Yeah,
I
and
think-
whenever that, yeah, so, and we're planning on streaming again this year on the
Thank
14th.
you.
Yeah.
That's a
Thank you.
great service to
Yeah.
the community too.
Yes.
You know, I'll tell you a funny little thing. So you have bots or algorithms that are scrubbing, they're listening to music all the time, you know, and a few years ago, in the middle of the Hallelujah Chorus, and this is on, when you're streaming, they're scrubbing. Okay, so in the middle of the Hallelujah Chorus, Sony Music, all of a sudden this little thing comes up on Facebook that says Sony Music is saying that you are using one of their recordings, which was a compliment because
Because we were not using
but what's that? But apparently the orchestra and choir sounded good enough that Sony, their algorithm, thought that it was, you know, and so
Oh.
so
Well, that's nice to know.
yeah. So of course,
Wow.
and it gave me an opportunity to respond right then and there, and so I typed in 2 words: prove it, submit.
Because they were going to cut that off, maybe. I
Well,
don't
they
know.
were going to cut it off, but you know, but anyhow, it was a compliment, you know. But
Yes.
anyhow, it was just kind of a funny incident, you know. But no, it is such a, and especially when you get to that part of the Messiah, you know, the Hallelujah chorus is just
Yes.
such an. I mean, there's an
It's
energy. that comes-
energizing
yeah.
and inspiring.
Yeah.
It's very.
And we stand.
Yeah.
We stand. And
Yeah.
They always said King George stood at that time and
Yeah.
in the performance,
Yeah.
and so everybody stands then. But you stand because you are so grateful. It's hallelujah.
Yeah.
Christ is risen, and
Yeah.
He has overcame death and sin.
Well, it's kind of, and the music itself, I mean, you have solos and you have different songs, and some of it is, prophecy that's sung, and it's
Yes.
depressing because you're talking about the agony that he's going to go through,
Right.
and this is the first time that the audience really gets to respond. I mean, it's a very responsive moment, and I remember listening to the Messiah as a kid, and there's no way I got that. I didn't understand that, I didn't understand the progression, but there's a story that happens that the Messiah carries you through.
It's really the Easter story.
Yeah, right.
And the birth is incidental to his life, of course.
Yeah,
But the real story is the Easter message.
yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about you guys for a minute. When did you move to LeGrand? I mean, Wes, tell me how you guys got here. Were you born here? I mean, and you've been here a long time.
Marie was born here
Okay.
in
I'm part of the
1949.
We're
That
old.
was a good year.
It was a good year, and my maiden name is Baum.
Okay.
B-A-U-M, and we're a longtime family in the
Yes.
valley because my great-grandfather moved here after my grandfather moved here.
Okay.
So, and that was as early as 1909.
Okay.
My grandfather married my grandmother in 1912, and we've been a family here ever since, a presence.
We moved here in 1977,
Okay.
the year that we got out of the military, and we came here and raised our family here,
Yeah.
and we like it here.
Yeah. And you were a dentist, right?
Yes.
Yes. And how long did you do that, West?
Oh, 42 years. That's longer than it took Moses to lead the children of Israel through the desert. But yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good long
Yeah.
time.
It was like 2015, you closed your practice, and then he went to work at the hygiene school as the director
Okay.
for the last year and a half that they were in operation before the hygiene school was closed.
Okay. That was over here in the
2017.
hospital pavilion, where that building. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, awesome. And you have kids. I mean, tell me about your children. I mean,
Oh, they're spread all over.
yeah.
We have one in Las Vegas. We have two daughters that are in LeGrand.
Okay.
And then we have a son in Salt Lake City, and we have a daughter in Woodlands, Texas. It's a suburb of Houston.
Okay. Wow.
And so they're spread
We
around.
just spent Thanksgiving with that daughter and took one of our daughters with us and her stepson and husband, and we all went to Houston.
Now, has your family always been musical?
Oh, somewhat.
Yeah. Now you sing. So you sing. In the past, you've sang several solos during the Messiah.
True.
Yeah. Are you singing again this year?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
He's a soloist, yes.
Yeah.
And we have our son-in-law, Brent Smith,
Right.
who's a bass soloist.
Uh-huh.
And our daughter, Jeanette, is a soprano
Okay.
soloist. And we'll also have Jessica Durfee, Kevin's daughter. And we'll have,
You're going to have a hard time naming them all.
oh, okay. Well, we have Jessica and Nettie and another soprano. All of a sudden, it's Lily Kellogg.
Okay.
And she sang, and all three of these sang last year. And then we have alto Rena Lynch, an alto soloist. And then we have tenors, Donovan Durfee, the Durfee son, and Jared Hume,
Okay.
who they're both just really great singers. And then we have two basses.
Two basses.
You and Brent
and
Smith.
myself, yeah.
So I think that's everybody. That
Well, good. Good job. No, there's it's just a great opportunity. Now this is a choir and orchestra that is just organized for this event.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so I mean we wrestle a little bit like the Messiah choir and orchestra. So it's not.
Yeah.
And there's just and anybody can be in it. Anybody can play in it.
Right.
They just have to show up to the rehearsals and
Well,
I
and be able.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're very grateful for all the volunteers
Yeah.
that
We
help
are.
make it happen.
Yeah.
I remember asking someone, well, if we start this, how will I get the orchestra? And they said, just announce it and they show up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're eager to play. We're appreciative.
Well, and yeah, most people who grew up playing orchestra or a stringed instrument, they're looking for an opportunity. There's just not that much opportunity anymore, unless they're playing in.
The symphony.
Yeah, right. And so yeah, I mean, this is a chance for them, especially, Messiah is often played in high school and colleges, and so this might be an opportunity for them to dust off their instrument, and they might have already played that part before, the second violin part in the Messiah, And so,
Well, yeah, repeat. The
Yeah.
repeat performances are always good. They get
Yeah.
a little better, and we're grateful for members of the Grand Ron Symphony who step in and help us too.
Yeah.
Yes.
they're kind of the ringers that give you this some for sure structure, right? Yeah.
Well, that's
Yes.
really important.
Yes. We're grateful for them. I went into the symphony and the president said, well, who would like to sing in the Messiah? He'll play in the Messiah. And several hands went up, and we got some new people.
Yeah. Now, when has the orchestra and choir been together yet? Because sometimes there's
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
'Cause sometimes they're
Since
rehearsed separately.
October 6th,
Oh.
we've been together.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, that's wrong. All of October, the choir practiced separately, and
Okay.
the orchestra practiced an hour before us.
Okay.
And we actually had the venue at the Methodist Church. We were using their facility, which has wonderful acoustics
Yeah.
too. And then in November, we moved to the college for the first time, and we're together in the choir room with the orchestra.
Oh, wow.
And the
That's
choir
a tight
together.
little space then.
It was.
Yeah.
It is. But we all fit.
Yeah.
Yes, and we've been singing together since then, since all of November. So we have one more practice, the 7th, and then the next week it'll be the dress rehearsal on the 13th. Saturday the 13th we'll do a dress rehearsal, and then we'll perform on the 14th of December at 6 p.m. at McKenzie Theater. I'd like to get that plugged
Yeah,
in.
no, we gotta keep getting that out.
Because McKenzie, I don't want people showing up at the high school.
Yeah. Now, I had a question and it just went somewhere else. But so, Marie, you've had an interest in the Messiah itself and how. I mean, the Messiah itself was written by Handel in 21 days. Is that what I'm trying to remember exactly?
24.
24 days.
24 days. And
Yeah.
it ended up being about 259 pages.
Which is crazy.
So that's about 10 pages a day. And he was just produced this wonderful, glorious piece.
Right.
And we give him credit for being inspired. And he himself wrote at the end of his piece, he wrote the initials SDG, and I guess it meant Soli Deo Gloria, which meant glory be to God.
Yeah.
And isn't that it? Glory be to God. And he also had said that when he was writing the Hallelujah chorus, he said, I could not tell if I was in the body or out of it, God knows.
Yeah.
So I would say that that's definitely a sign that he felt inspired to write this gorgeous piece, this melodious, beautiful piece. And then another time, he said, I have it written down here. I might have to read what he said. Oh, just in general, he saw all heaven before him, and even the great God himself. And that's in the book by Tim Slover called The Messiah, these quotes.
Huh. That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yes.
And it is such a, when you listen to the Messiah, there's such a variety of kind of music. I mean, there's slow and there's dynamic. There's a lot of dynamics, you know, and a lot of solos. Yeah, and to think that all of that was written by one person over the course of 24 days.
Yes.
Which is just kind of a...
And Mr. Jennings gave him the text. We call it the libretto. Is that what we call the text?
Yeah, we do.
And it's from King James Version of the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
And what year? When was this written?
1740, probably 17... Oh, I don't actually know which year Jennings wrote that, but Handel performed it in 1742.
Okay.
And in Dublin, Ireland. So it was probably written about that time in 1742.
Okay. And so then that's
the
where
fall.
it was first performed, was in Dublin, Ireland? Huh. Wow.
There was someone who invited him, someone who was associated with the royalty in charge in Ireland, invited him to come to sing, to perform his piece, and so he did.
So I wonder, how did it take off from there? Did it catch on right away, or did
He did many performances in Ireland, and the people were so appreciative. You'll read the newspaper articles, and they were just admiring the piece and his work, and so grateful for it. And of course, he even had his organ shipped to Ireland so he could play his organ during the piece.
Huh.
And in fact, that first performance, he gave the money to some charities, and he raised over £400, which ended up being, in our time, about $12,600. He raised that, and he divided it between 3 different groups. And the first one was a debtor's prison, and about 152 people got out of debtor's prison because of his generosity. And then there were 2 other groups that he gave to, and so we want to do that too at our performance. If anyone wants to give to, say, the Shelter from the Storm or something, we're happy to collect and forward that money on to them. But we are not a charitable. We're not a, what do we call that?
We're not nonprofit.
We're not a nonprofit.
Yeah.
No. So.
But you're happy to.
But it's a
to
tradition.
encourage those donations.
Yeah, it's a tradition to do
Yeah.
that in a way with the Messiah. If people want to give money to an organization that would need it.
Yeah.
And then you said, then after he went back to London, and it was slower to catch on. There was some people that said, well, this beautiful sacred piece should never be performed in just a regular concert hall. It should only be performed in a church. And but it wasn't being performed in a church, and so they had a little bit of a damper on it a little bit, but it eventually came out of that, and it's very sacred to all the British people, and it's traditional to have it in their country and all over Europe.
Wow.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, we have a little sample. You won't be able to hear it, but Bennett, can you play a little bit of?
Is it from us?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Play a little
Nice.
bit of that, if you would, Bennett. That's awesome. Yeah, and that kind of gives us a little bit of taste. And how many, I mean, how many people are involved by the time you have all the choir and all the orchestra?
So about 80 is what,
Pretty
Yeah.
close.
yeah,
Yeah.
about 80, about 20 in the orchestra and about, or maybe 22, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Do you
it
guys,
also depends on the roads that day.
is it fun? Do you have a good
Oh,
time?
we do. We enjoy it. We enjoy singing this
Yeah.
piece. How do you feel as a soloist?
Well, it's daunting, but it's also really satisfying.
Yeah. And yeah, and how many rehearsals will you guys have had? And they were separate for a while. So how many choir rehearsals would you guys have before you finally perform it?
About 10.
Okay.
10 choir rehearsals.
Yeah.
And then the orchestra the same. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Yes.
and when I was a freshman in college, and was in their mass choir, that was the task, is that when we started in the fall, we knew that at homecoming we were going to perform the Messiah, and
Whoa.
and so, yeah, and we had no idea really what that meant, but it was so funny because at that time I went to Northwest Nazarene, and homecoming at that time was over Thanksgiving. You just knew that you weren't going home for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yeah, and so, but we performed it on that Sunday, at the end of Thanksgiving, and yeah, and we really had no idea what we were in for. I mean, so the first day of class was, don't plan on going home for Thanksgiving, and here's the Messiah, and this is all we're working on between now and then, and but still it was just a monumental experience. It really was. I don't know that any of us would have volunteered for it, although we were, but I mean, you're in the quiet, and everybody had to, if you were going to be in the music program, you had to be in the mass choir your freshman year. That was just all there was to it. And so, but it was quite an experience. It really was. So I really enjoyed it. Well, go ahead. What were you going to say, Wes?
I was going to say we should invite you to come out next time we do it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, every time I think about it, but my schedule is just crazy. And,
We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so one more time. It's on the 14th, Sunday the 14th at 6 p.m.
Right.
And do you have anything you can throw up there, Bennett? Sunday the 16th
At McKinsey.
McKinsey.
at McKinsey Theater.
And there's parking, on both. There's lots on both sides, and there's street parking. It's the building right on the edge of 6th Street and University Boulevard.
Right. And
Yeah.
so,
That's
and what,
Loso Hall.
yeah, and what we often do is there's, if you pull in, there's a loop there, and
Yes.
so you can pull through there and drop, drop whomever is at and then go find a place to park. And
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just such a glorious piece, and the audience gets inspired and elevated. It's just part of Christmas.
yeah,
It's putting Christ in Christmas where he belongs, and it's honoring him, and it is glorious.
well, and I totally agree. It's and it's a story. It takes you. You have to go into it listening and understanding that there's a lot. It's all written on Scripture. It's based on that, and there's a lot of prophecy. And you're right. It is the Easter story. And when you get to the Alleluia chorus, He is risen. It's it's the moment where it really begins the whole meaning that, you know, Christmas is the beginning of a very big whole story. And so, no, it's wonderful. So,
I think that's well said.
yeah.
Yes, very well said.
Yeah.
You're invited next time.
I'll be there. I'll be there with a camera.
We'll
so-
invite with the community.
Yeah.
Even next year, they could come and join us again in October. We always start the first Sunday of October.
Yeah. Well, and we're gonna be looking for sponsors too. This next week, I'll be knocking on doors, and there's an opportunity for our sponsors to be mentioned between songs, and but
They'll be on the program. We'll put
Yeah.
them on the program.
yeah. So be sure and check that out. Well, thank you guys for being
You're
here.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Just hang tight right there, and Kyle's gonna finish the show with a little thing we do. So
Get us
guess
outta
out here. Yeah.
Yeah. On this day, December 4th, 1619, 38 colonists from Berkeley Parish, England, disembark in Virginia and give thanks to God, considered by many the first Thanksgiving in the Americas. 1933, on this day, FDR creates the Federal Alcohol Control Administration. 1945, the U.S. Senate approves U.S. participation in the United Nations. 1954, on this day, the very first Burger King opens in Miami, Florida. I did not know Burger King was from Miami, Florida. 1996, NASA's first Mars rover launched from Cape Canaveral. 2018, the first successful birth resulting from a uterus transplant from a deceased donor in Sao Paulo, Brazil. 2021, Mount Semeru erupts on Java Island, Indonesia, killing at least 14 and injuring 56. And I don't know if this is true or not because I didn't look it up just to make sure, but it said that it erupted again the next year. That's crazy. But it didn't kill anybody because everybody left, you know, because it erupted the year before. Number one song in America on this day in 1985, Broken Wings by Mr. Mister. And the quote of the day comes from the great Vince Lombardi. Winning isn't everything, but the will to win is everything. One more time. Winning isn't everything, but the will to win is everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you guys for being
Yep.
with us.
Thank
yeah.
you.
You're
Yeah, really appreciate it. And thank you guys, and
Yep.
we'll see you next Tuesday right here.